Look at this, and look at this. Our New Dig Norfolk garden is doing really well. New Dig is working really well, but that's below ground. But what's happening above ground? It's been so hot. In our New Dig Norfolk garden just last week, it was 36 degrees Celsius. Some of you may say, well, that's not really very hot, especially if you live in hot countries. But for us, it is really very hot. And it does these things to our plants. So what can we do about it? In today's video, we shall give you 6 tips that will enable you to garden through any hot spell. What we notice these days now is that the climate has really warmed up. We get these intensely hot spells for about a week or 10 days. So let's look at exactly what is going on. First of all, when you do water your plants, most of that water is evaporating. It's not actually doing the plants any good at all, because plants need a good deep watering. When it gets so hot, plants become stressed and they start to think to themselves, I need to reproduce, and I need to reproduce now because I don't know if I'm going to survive. I've seen in the comments, and I get it, I've seen so many of your comments, onions that are bolting, especially ones that were sown from sets. What you will find is that if you actually grow your onions from seed, they're less likely to bolt. You can see here that our onions are doing really quite well. And remember, it was 36 degrees Celsius in this garden just 4 days ago. When you grow onions from sets, they're already in their second season because they were grown last year and they've got to a certain size, and then they go into your soil and they think it's another season that they're into. There are certain things you can do to negate this by ensuring that you plant them at the right time. Mid-March is a good time. And then they think that, okay, I'm still growing, it's not the following year. The next thing is your young seedlings. As you've sown things and they start to grow, they can suffer greatly with heat stress when they become too hot. Don't leave them in your polytunnel. We've taken ours out of our Vivo mini greenhouse. Put them somewhere where they will be in the shade. They may start to grow towards the sun, but that really doesn't matter. You can always move them back again once the temperatures start to cool down. But in a really hot greenhouse or a really hot polytunnel, these young seedlings will suffer greatly, and you will see them turn downwards because there's simply not enough moisture to keep them growing. If you want to be planting things into your garden, remember something that I've said for a very long time and that we still do today. Always water the planting hole first. And that way there is water at the bottom of the hole that the roots can get access to. Also, while it's very hot, once you've planted those seedlings, ensure that you give them some water every single day for the next week. The last thing you want is for those to fail. You've raised them, they've got to a certain stage, now they're in your plots. For the next week, just make sure that you give them the water that they require. Once they're established, you won't have to worry about the water quite so much. But for the first week, ensure that you do give them adequate water every single day. Normally when I transplant things, I give them a good watering in the hole and Then afterwards I'll give them the water from the top, and that's normally sufficient for them. But these are extraordinary hot days, so you need to ensure that you give them that water every single day so that they can establish themselves and get themselves going. Try to water your plants first thing in the morning. If you have to, it can be in the evening, but it's much better first thing in the morning. This will mean that they can take the water up during the day. Sometimes watering in the evening means that they sit there in really damp conditions, and if the temperature suddenly drops, that can cause rot to the stems or the roots. Garden in the evenings or first thing in the morning, because it's so hot. And it's not just our plants we have to think about, it's us too. Being out there in the midday sun at 36 degrees Celsius is really not good for any of us. If you can get out first thing in the morning or in the evening from about 7:30 onwards, once the temperature has dropped, you can do so much more and not make yourself ill. When you're watering, try to water at the base of the plant. One thing I would add when it comes to watering is that if you ever come into your polytunnel or your greenhouse or even your plots outside, if a plant is looking really stressed, never ever be afraid to give it some water. I know there's a lot of stuff out there where people say, don't water your plants, they get sun scorch and it will really harm them. Forget about that. If your plants are struggling, give them water. The most important thing is to preserve your plants while we go through the hot spell. You can see here that our brassica bed has some insect netting over it. Now, netting will negate some of the exposure to sun that your plants that are not covered. And none of these have actually got any leaf scorch. I've taken the covers off the other bed over here, and you can see they look really quite healthy. But if you're growing other things, such as we saw the celeriac earlier, where the leaves have been tinged, you can actually just put some of this blue hooping up, or even just some canes, and then just drape a bit of fleece over the top if that's all you've got. Leave the ends exposed, because then the airflow can go through. But when it's raised up here, it will just stop the harshness of the sun from burning your leaves. It will stop them getting sun scorch.
It kind of acts like a bit of a parasol, really, doesn't it?
It does.
That's basically what we're trying to do, is a makeshift parasol for the hottest of days in the year.
Exactly, and, Mrs. W. You are quite right. We can always take it away after the heat has dissipated.
Yeah.
But just stopping the sun's rays hitting the leaves and actually scorching them will just help and ensure that your plants can grow nice and strong and healthily without being scorched.
I've even, if I haven't had fleece, I've used like old bed sheets and things, just bung them onto some canes and drape them over. That's all you need, really.
I'm so glad you reminded me of that, because it was a few years ago when we were much younger than we are today. Yes, we did used to use the old sheets, didn't we?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. We had nothing to sleep on, by the way, but the plants were fine. Now, before I get to the next tip, do let us know in the comments, what's your biggest problem during the heat wave? Is it plants bolting? Are your plants wilting? Are they simply not getting enough water? We read every single comment, and we do try our best to try and answer every single comment that comes along. And of course, if you like what we do and you find this useful and helpful for you, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And while you're there, subscribe to the channel. Oh, the great things you can do is to mulch things. These are our potatoes. You can see they're growing really well, but they have a really good 5 centimetres of mulch on them, and that ensures that they grow really well. Of course, we're New Dig, so our beds are naturally mulched with the compost. But if you're watching this and you're not New Dig, then use some kind of mulch to try and hold the moisture in so that your plants survive well through the hot spells. It doesn't need to cost an awful amount. It could be your grass mowings. We have grass paths here. If I mow them, I can actually add them to our beds to try and just mulch them and keep that moisture locked in. It could be straw. Could be anything, but just make sure, whether it be straw, whether it be grass clippings, whether it be your homemade compost, just ensure that your plants are mulched to hold that moisture in. Our next tip is, if you have got something that's bolted or is not doing so well, then harvest it fresh and use it now. I can't think who I was talking to the other day in the comments, but somebody said that their elephant garlic had bolted, and we just advised, right, pull it now then. Don't worry about it. Pull it now and use it. And use it well. It really doesn't matter. There is an opportunity after that, because you have had to harvest something a bit earlier. So long as you've done what we said in our last video to ensure that you've got sowings that have been done, then you can just replace those harvests with something else. If you do have to harvest something early because it's bolted, then you can always freeze it. You can preserve it in so many different ways. If you search our channel, you'll find different ways of preserving things. We shall have some videos out pretty soon on how you can preserve things, different ways that you can do it, and then nothing ever goes to waste. But do see it as an opportunity. Just because you've needed to harvest something, that soil is bare now, so plant something else. So there are tips for managing your garden through the really hot spells that we get. Thankfully, as yet, we don't get them all the way through summer. We have hot periods and we have slightly cooler periods. One of the things that really has made a difference is that, in fact, only about 2 weeks ago, we had a -1 frost in this garden. And then we're suddenly to 36 degrees Celsius. That's what messes with your plants, whether it be bolting or anything else. I've seen in the comments that you sort of said, you know, oh, what have I done wrong? You haven't actually done anything wrong. It is just the weather conditions. But managing those conditions through the tips that we've given you today will ensure that you can still get great harvests. Now, if this helped, do please give us a like and share this with as many people as you can, whether it be gardening groups, whether it's just on a WhatsApp group. It helps myself and Mrs. W to reach far more people and to deliver our message that no matter what size your garden, whether you've got a patio, whether you've got a garden like ours, whether you've got an allotment, you can grow food, and you can grow it all year round. There is no need to stop when it gets to September. And if you want to be continuing to eat your own fresh vegetables through the rest of the year, then why not watch this video next?